The Dandelion Girl, a short story entitled as The Dandelion Girl, written by Robert F. Young, for he is an American science fiction writer. The book was published in April 1961. Following with the flow of the sci-fi short story comes with the leading characters of Mark Randolph and Julie Danvers, alongside Anne. Mark Randolph is an employed lawyer who works on his own, although through a small firm. He was on a vacation in September 1961, traveling to a rural area outside of the city from where he works at. On a very fine afternoon, he not so coincidentally encountered during his climb at the hill a young woman around the age of 20s named Julie Danvers, with a striking blue fiery-looking eyes and a dandelion-colored hair. Julie was an interesting woman during the times when they first had an interaction. Mark thought. She told him that she was from the After their interaction, within a few hours, Julie bid her goodbye not before telling him that she will be back at the following days at the same time. Mark looked forward on seeing her every day as he expects her to come visit to their very originated spot. He found her again, but this time she was wearing a blue dress that seemingly made her even more pleasant. They talked for several hours, again, and this time they talked about their personal experience, interests, and everything that could be a topic on getting to know each other. Julie talked more about her father, whom she thinks so highly of. Albeit her father became invalid, she had to come to take care of responsibility as her father's child. Mark became even more captivated by Julie, scolding himself for actually liking her in a way he should have had never felt the way, comparing with his own very wife. He has never liked any other woman besides his wife, and at this point, he wasn't so sure of himself anymore. The next day of their interaction was just like the yesterday. However, when Mark returns the following day, Julie was nowhere in sight.
Mark thought that she was just late, that was all. He became so disappointed that he descended down the hill without a single glimpse of Julie Danvers. Looking forward for the coming days, his hopes crumbled down when the fourth day arrived. There was his longing standing on the very top of the hill, but this time she was wearing a black dress of all the colors she wore, that blinded him with her beauty. This one was dull and dark and numbing. She informed him through her tears that her father had died, that she doesn't know anything could retroact the almost broken time machine without her father. She was nothing without her father. Mark comforted the vulnerable, fragile woman he was holding. Julie Danvers confessed her love on Mark. When she finally bid her farewell, Mark asked if she'd still visit and come back. She replied, vaguely, and Mark was finally alone at his own feet. The day before yesterday, I saw a rabbit, yesterday a deer, and today you, the line repeated during his long wait for Danvers. It finally came to him that he was actually waiting for nothing. His vacation finally came to an end. The last of his vacation never seen Danvers. Mark returned home from his vacation, and while he tries to hide how Julie affected him, Mark thinks that his wife's Anne knows that he has changed and grew quieter day by day. On a rainy day in mid-November, Mark is home alone since Anne is out playing bingo. Bored, Mark goes in the attic only to stumble clumsily on his feet as he knocks his wife's old suitcase off a shelf. A suitcase that Anne told him about while laughing more about her secrets than she not for a single person, even her own husband, knows. The fall of the suitcases causes the rusted lock to open, Inside, he finds the same white dress that Julie had worn, and suddenly realizes that Julian, he came off with the realization that she traveled back to when Mark was in his 20s and applied as his secretary under the assumed name Anne. After him realizing this, Mark flashes out and wears his raincoat outside to meet his aunt who was getting off the bus from her bingo night. After reaching out to touch her rain-wet cheek, Anne knows everything is alright. The pain that she had carried for 20 years had now been gone as her fears peacefully went away with Mark Randolph's final realization.